This box, this hen told me that she bred very well for him. Yes, that's what you want to see. That's good. For me, there's no sense to get 40, 50, 60, 70 chicks from one bird. And the quality from the hen is normally going to the sons. I think the secret is to keep it simple, or exactly what they wanted. It's not the genetic the problem. Well, they have the same fault. You never told me that.
No, he just told me, he said...
In condition. You didn't never see him molting. Bird able to breed naturally, and is this bird able to fly naturally? Not correct and against animal welfare. With some bad luck, the next day you have 10 sick birds.
Okay, when you say old-fashioned, what do you mean?
Then there are a few birds that are above. They are too much, I don't like.
He's my favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised. And with artificial insemination, you can go over this limit. Oh, that's not easy.
Did you say? All right, Daniel, you want to show some of the breeding pairs?
Yes, that's the last breeding pair of the season. Two average birds. They're both able to fly in the box. That's why it's important that you have good sized box, that they're still able to fly slightly.
Means the cage?
Yes, that's 80 centimeters. And they, at least, it's not great, but they can fly. But don't forget, the birds only 4, 5, 6 months in the breeding box. The rest of the year they're on the big flight. And yes, that's what you want to see. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. I think that one was good, but it's dead in shell. But I leave it. 6 eggs are normally the best. And breed with birds that are feather complete. Absolutely don't breed with birds that have any cysts. And if you want to breed with a bird that is not feather complete, you absolutely have to put it into a bird that is feather complete, of course. And don't forget, it's important that our birds keep the capability to fly. And if you make them bigger and bigger, they lose it. So look at this hen and also at the cock. They need to exercise a little bit. And so we also get, again, perfect offsprings, of course, that are able to fly.
So that's a cobalt male.
That's a violet.
Okay, violet, yeah.
With olive spangle hen. Showing from the front.
He's olive spangle.
He's an olive spangle, yes. Have a look again to the cock. And look at the offsprings. There are 4 babies. That's a split Lutino, a single bird. That must be a golden face. It's from a golden face pair. But these 2 are exactly what they wanted. It's a violet olive spangle. That's the same. I think very attractive. I hope they will get spots. Normally birds that are well marked are also getting spots, and these markings I would call to be perfect. Same with this one. And now you have to bring in golden face, and that's it. I think super attractive. And I always, that's a box, 4 babies from 3 different pairs, and they all become top quality. And then you have another box, and you have also the siblings from them, and they all do not grow well. What does it mean? That means that it's not the genetic the problem, it's all about the feeding. And obviously this pair is feeding perfectly, so the youngsters are growing well. And other pairs, they have full crops in the evening, but the chicks don't grow, and you don't know why. I think it's about what the parents are feeding.
Have you noticed that definitely it has happened in my birdroom, the birds that eat canary more, their chicks are more healthier compared to the birds which go for the millets only. I'm not talking about the red millets, the white or yellow millets. In my experience, the birds that eat canary more, their chicks are healthier.
No. Well, my birds are eating a lot of red millet. And
I'm not talking about red millet, white and yellow.
so you're talking about they should eat more canary seed.
Yeah.
Well, in my seed mixture from Daily Nature, there's about, I think, 25% of canary seed. I think that's more than enough. If you feed too much canary seed, the birds can become too fat.
Too fat?
Yes, but during feeding chicks, it's good. I agree, but not in the silent period.
Okay, before you go here, why not we go downstairs and show us, because we never used to have these many Latino pairs before. You got quite a lot of Latinos downstairs.
Yes.
We want to talk about that.
That's something very important, to have fresh water in the breeding cabinets where the babies are. The babies in the first few days, often they aren't able to find the water. The first few days they stay like this baby, they stay on the floor. And if the hen is not feeding properly, the baby might be in trouble. Look from here. You see, this baby, I just put in the water and immediately it starts drinking. Very important, very helpful. In summer times, the birds also sometimes like to take a bath in the water. About the Luteo pairings, well, you see a baby on the floor. The other one I already taken away. The hen was getting aggressive. Big hen, average size cock. Always the goal to find the balance. Okay.
Yeah.
Another Lutino couple. The albino is average, but the Lutino is a super bird. I think that's a cock and that's a hen. It's interesting to see the quality from the cock is going normally to the hen, and the quality from the hen is normally going to the sons. Here it's the opposite. But it's an excellent cock. With an average size hen. That's not a golden face, that's a spangle yellow face, type 1 I would say. He's getting older, he's not having a tail anymore, but he's still fertile. And again, the combination of dark factor and yellow face is attractive. She's just a young baby hen, and they have two chicks. One was top, and this one is very average. And the one that was top didn't grow up with them. It's a spangle from the spangles over there. Yeah. You've seen before. He's top quality, and he's just average.
But like the parents which are not feeding their chicks well.
Yes. That's a big buffy boy. Not easy to breed. I got chicks, but the chicks, yeah, have similar feature like he has. 10, 15 years ago, I would have called him to be one of the best birds in my stud. Nowadays, yeah, it's not the bird, the style of bird I want to go for. It's too big, too extreme. It doesn't fly properly, and yeah, I think we have to know where is the limit, and he's on the limit, or actually for me, he's over the limit. So I'm not gonna use him anymore. I got some daughters half the size of him, but I will continue with.
All right, Daniel, it's another video I made in which I gave my perspective about your birds. I'm not going to tell what I said, but one thing I can share about these ones. Why did you pair up two albinos with a blue sheen on them?
Well, they have the same fault. It's a love pairing, and the hen was difficult with cocks. I tried her with clear body. They didn't like. I tried him with lutino, with grays. He didn't like, and with this hen he was very happy. Okay. So I know they have the same thought. Otherwise, feather-wise, they're perfect. It's just about this light blue shape in the white that is wrong, but I can live with it. I think actually it's quite attractive.
It looks nice in bright light.
I think it's attractive. I don't care. Yeah, but of course, on the show bench,
it's a fault.
It's a major fault, and well, I would not. Well, I mean, there must be a better albino on the hen on the show bench first. I never showed him. I might show him next weekend.
Okay.
Just to see what your Billy will say about. Well, we've seen that one before.
Yeah.
He's a big boy, on the limit with the eye, of course, but he's super active, he's flying even, and he's the one that is split recessive.
He's my favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
He's my favorite. I think because we don't see many greens, isn't it? That's why. And the other one is this dilute big boy.
Yeah, that's a bird everybody likes, with the typical features of my birds. Directional feathering, blow, but dense feather. I wasn't able to put him on a dilute hen, but I have some split from him. I will try again next season, and if he keeps the feather, I want to show him on the weekend.
Is that hen his sister?
Yes.
Yeah, I just guessed it. In my comments, I just guessed it that she is his sister.
Yes, they are. I couldn't get any cock on that hen. She's in love with my best young Texas clear body, so I'm not sure. Maybe I will put her to the Texas clear body.
This one is a very stylish hen.
Yes, I like her as well. I think she can do well on the show bench.
Yeah, definitely.
I know Mathieu, I know his taste, and he always talks about style, and yeah, and I think he should like this hen. This one, well, I will put her in the show, but for me,
is it a cock or a hen?
It's a hen.
Hen.
For me, she's old-fashioned.
Okay, when you say old-fashioned, what do you mean?
Go back to the cinnamon grey green. That's for me a modern bird, modern style bird. But still, nowadays, judges are going for, that's for me the bird I go for.
When judging?
Yes, also in breeding. And this one is, for me, she has
the difference I see, the directional feather, obviously softer feather, but this one has what I call the hump at the back that makes her kind of a more stylish.
Yes.
She's gone now. And this one is like flat from the back.
Yeah, it locks the beauty, let's say.
Yes.
Not a bad hen, but this hen, yeah. That's beautiful. Me.
Yeah, this one, I never knew the pedigree of this one, but I really like her. She, the cinnamon opaline recessive.
Is it this opaline? Yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know, to be honest, the pedigree for sure as well. What was interesting about this hen, she started to lay eggs as a baby, as a barhead in the baby flight, and they were fertile. So she was about 2-3 months old, and she already, yes, now she's older, but she laid eggs that were fertile, no recessive types. So she must have mated with a normal bird. But I have the babies and I know that they are from this hen. When I was in Australia, my friend John Scoville told me that in the wild, birds can breed already with 9-10 weeks old. They leave the nest, and when the food is good, they start laying eggs in the wild. Very, very young.
Okay.
Interesting pair. To explain something, this cock for me is too big. It's not. It's over the top, and the hen is very short feathered. You see the eye clearly, and that's why when a bird is a little bit too much, you have to pair him to a lesser one. Otherwise, you double up the wrong thing that you don't want. So always, to make it easy, pair big to small, or medium to medium.
Especially now the standard, the new portrait they had, the WBO is circulating. You can see the eye from the side angle. So well, that's another thing you look in when it comes to breeding?
Of course. I mean, I was at the WBO meeting and there were people that wanted to discuss whether it's necessary that birds can see from the side. I mean, that's a silly discussion. Of course they need. And it's our responsibility as breeders to make sure that we breed with birds that have the eye free on the side. Anything else is, not correct and against animal welfare.
Yeah.
Another bird everybody likes, golden face spangle. I hope I can show him on the weekend. He's having babies at the moment. Well, I think that's the shape people like, and he's also always looking nice. The whole year he looks like this. You don't see him molting. That's another feature that is important. Certain birds are always molting. I know some breeders, they are coming to every show always saying, "Oh, the best birds are molting." And I know it's true, but that's those birds are molting the whole year. They have the wrong feather direction. These are the big buffy birds. And if you have this feather structure, you never see them molting. They always look nice. My cinnamon grey green that was winning twice in Karlsruhe and in the WBO show in Budapest 2019, he looked the whole year like being perfectly in condition. You didn't never see him molting. That's fascinating if you have birds like this.
So I'm happy that I've got the grandson of him.
Yes, you have. He's also always looking nice, you will see.
How old is he?
Say again?
How old is he?
Second breeding season.
2024? So three.
I don't know how many videos were made about my birds. I think nobody showed me cleaning the bird room. But that's very important. Look at this.
Yeah.
I was cleaning 2-3 hours ago and now it's already that dirty. And I mean, some people say I do not clean because tomorrow it will be dirty again. But that's very silly. Of course it will be dirty again. But to have a clean bird room is the base of everything, for sure. Where do we put it?
Daniel, which feed mix are you using?
I got 2 different seed mixtures, both from Daily Nature. People often ask me what's the secret of your feeding, and there's no secret. I think the secret is to keep it simple. Birds are seed eater in nature. They eat fresh seed. Of course, we cannot do it, so we give it try. But 80–90% of what my birds are eating are simply seed. And that's important. That's why it's important to have the perfect seed mixtures. You shouldn't try to save money with the seed. Get the best possible, and your birds will do well with it. They need the whole year high protein, high, I don't know the English words for it, but it's very important to have a good...
So it's your mix.
Yes. If you have a good seed mixture, look at this. That was full, now there's just a few, that's all eaten.
Yeah.
Before I only had mixture where half of the seed they didn't eat. If you have a good balanced mixture, don't put in too much, but like this, they will eat everything until tomorrow. Another important thing, changing water as much as you can. If you have one sick bird and he put his dropping into the water with some bad luck, the next day you have 10 sick birds, and if you don't change, in a few days more you have 100 sick birds. This cinnamon cobalt on the right, I wanted to show in Karlsruhe for the European show. He was one of my favorite birds. After a few days he lost the tail, and just before I wanted to put him in the cage, he still had one tail, he lost the other one. Now they're both coming back, so yeah, bad luck. That's a daughter from Zeppelin as well. She has the same funny behavior like all the family. She's very tame and very crazy, and I'm sure she will become a very good mother. When I choose the bird, when I select the bird, for me it's very important to see the behavior. Birds that are not sitting on the perch properly and are not active, I don't use for breeding. She's super active. The whole day she's doing anything. I like this.
A couple of things before we end the videos, Daniel. For the beginners or even intermediate, the people who especially foreign countries where they cannot sometimes afford to buy expensive birds, or the weather where it's really hot. Obviously, the buffier birds are going to be problematic there. So, what do you suggest? Like, in my opinion, even myself, I do breed with sometimes with the lesser birds and sometimes lesser to lesser. But if they have a pedigree behind them, if they have come out from the good parents, they can always produce decent ones. But it's a kind of a trend that people are reluctant to buy lesser birds, thinking that, oh, they're not going to do anything, and everybody's after super looking birds. My opinion is super birds, the breeder, you as a breeder, you have to produce it yourself to take it to the show, rather than, or unless you are very experienced breeding it for 30, 40 years and you have a good stud, you don't really want to bring in the lesser bird. But still, I buy sometimes lesser birds, you know that?
I know that, yes, and you're doing well with it.
Yeah.
Well, we all breed lesser ones. I showed you today some really small birds. Some I know the pedigree, from some I don't know the pedigree. We all get lesser ones. As you know, most birds are in the middle. And then there are a few birds that are above. They are too much, I don't like. And then there are a few birds that are below the average. And I don't like them either. So the ones up here and the ones down here, I don't keep. And the one down here, these are the ones you can buy for very cheap money normally. And I mean, everybody tells you that smaller birds can produce bigger ones, but nobody believes.
Yeah.
And in my younger years, I went to visit different people. I wanted to buy a good one. He said, no, that's not possible, but you can buy this one. And it was half the size, the same color, but half the size. And you bred with him, and there was no quality coming. So I don't know whether it was really the brother. Then when I was 70, 80 years old, I met Heinrich Ott. He just died last year. And he told me, look, Daniel, these are my best birds, and these here are their lesser youngsters. That's what you can buy. And I was disappointed because I wanted to buy the good ones, not the bad ones. He said, these ones you can buy. I paid very reasonable prices that I could afford as a young school kid. And I took them back home. And Heinrich Ott didn't like the flecked birds. Anything flecked, he didn't keep. And he didn't like any birds that had not any feather issues. So I bought those birds with a handicap in combination with those cheap birds with top pedigree, and that's where I really got my first really good birds out. But that's the experience you have to make. If you have never done this experience, you don't believe that it's possible. You really compare two very average birds. You know that I know that you made this experience.
Yeah.
But if you don't make this experience, you don't believe. 90% of the breeders think that only top birds can reproduce top quality. And that's wrong for sure.
Yeah.
The genetic is always much stronger than the phenotype, than what you can see. The genotype is stronger than the phenotype. So rather buy a lesser bird from a good stud than to buy a good bird from a lesser stud.
Yeah. Like you're trying to say, you prefer to buy lesser birds from a top stud rather than buying top birds from a lesser stud.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, the bloodline always plays a part.
And if you watch into a stud and you see a lot of good birds, you can buy a lesser one.
Yeah.
If you look around and there are only a handful of good birds, don't buy them, because what you see in the back, the genetic, what you can see up here in the flight, that's what I call the genetic footprint of all my birds. So if there's a lot of interesting birds, you will. That's about the best to the worst that you can get out of the youngsters. And if the start is already very poor, the genetic footprint is already very poor, you won't breed quality, or it will be very difficult to breed really good quality.
And also the limit when it comes to the shows, we all have been seeing that bigger the bird, it does better on the show bench. Is it always true?
unfortunately, I have to say I agree with you, but that's completely wrong. I saw the pictures from the Harpert birds last week.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the birds in real, so it's difficult to say. But that's the way they judged. That for me is old-fashioned. They just went for big birds, buffy birds, and they were blowing, and you could see the feathers on the side. You need to go for stylish birds that are medium-sized, and if I judge on a show, I always think myself, is this bird able to breed naturally, and is this bird able to fly naturally? And if my answer is I doubt, I don't go for best in show. A best in show bird must be perfect in condition, everything, but also it cannot be too extreme. And of course, it cannot be too small either.
So how important is for you the bird should breed naturally? Because breeder says it's like every other livestock, artificial insemination is a normal practice. So why not in budgies then?
It's against my principle. If we breed, if we create a being that is not able to produce naturally, I think anything that is bred artificially is wrong. A friend of mine, I don't say the name, he breeds sheep, and he told me they all bred artificially, and even giving birth must be done artificially.
Yeah.
For me, that's crazy. The same with dogs. If dogs, you have to put off the belly to get the babies out. For me, that's crazy. And if I have to do that, I stop with the birds. That's for me the complete wrong way. And I think nature is giving a limit. And with artificial insemination, you can go over this limit.
So that's another reason you don't use foster pairs, or you try to make your every breeding pair to raise their own chicks.
All the show winners I have, all my super birds, they all breed naturally, and they all feed their youngsters naturally. That's why my birds are so fertile. If you buy a bird from a stud where you know everything is bred artificially, you do not have to be surprised if the cock doesn't know how to mate. I mean, if a bird is not able to breed naturally, there's something wrong. And if you continue breeding with them, you multiply this feature that is not mating or not able to sit on a hen properly. And then we're on the wrong path for sure. And also, if you use foster pair, that sounds good, but what does it mean? When you use foster pair, that means you take always the babies away from your good birds to get more babies from them.
Yeah.
But you got crazy. Imagine if somebody is doing that with yourself, always taking the babies away. That's crazy. And so it's important to let the birds feed the youngsters themselves.
So we're on a similar kind of a topic. So when you think like if somebody is very good in artificial insemination, do you think that the mentality behind it, like I can buy one super cock bird and I can inseminate 10 hens with that bird and I'll have a super baby all around? But again, doing that, will it bring the gene pool of the whole stud very close, and then the genetic problems, the inherited diseases, and the feather problems, all these kind of things just start piling up?
Well, you already answered the question. For me, there's no sense to get 40, 50, 60, 70 chicks from one bird.
Yeah.
What for? Most people breed with 20, 30, 40 breeding cabinets. And so if you have so many youngsters, what do you do with them? It doesn't make any sense. So there's no point to keep a bird that long. That you have to keep your stud young, and you must try to keep it not too close related. Bring in fresh blood every generation. Otherwise, very, very quick, you risk to be too close.
Can you show that the clearance?
The clearing, okay. Well, it's how shall I say? Sometimes most of my birds are sold for a few hundred.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I say the bird is not for sale, and sometimes people start offering you money, and well, I think every bird has a price, and if you're a good breeder, you should be able to reproduce any bird. So yeah, sometimes I also sell birds. Like today, to my friend Anwar, I sold a few birds that I actually should breed for myself. He's laughing. I'm crying. Look at this one here.
Yeah.
That's a toy from a cat shop, and many of the toys you can see in here. Like the ball here, for example. No, that's a salt stove.
They're
very
cat
important, very important, Himalaya salt. But these things here, at the moment they do not play. But sometimes they love playing with it. Make your birds happy, and I'm sure they will breed better if they are happy. That's a very interesting color. I think that's a dilute, a golden face.
It looks like a clearing, isn't it?
No, I don't
It's
know.
darker than dilute.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't know. I will try what it is genetically. Well, that's a nice clearing top. Many people like him. Well, so clearing is good, but always the same problem. The bigger the bird is, the more gray is in the flight. It's a small gap between too big and too much gray. Look, that's the father. Can you take the gray? I like him a lot. The gray. Oh look! Oh, that would be a perfect pair. Oh! These two. I was not able to get him on a golden face.
That's a golden face hen.
That's a golden face hen. He's a baby. That's something I need to keep.
And I wanted that bird.
You got the son.
Son or brother?
Son. We checked. That was not the bird you asked. He's the father of the one you have. You asked for another one.
Okay. Oh, PTV.
That's the sister from the little baby upstairs. Just starts molting. That's the baby. I just taken him out of the nest box. Everything perfect. Markings, everything. Now, this there is the father. Okay. And the mother is this light green hen from a breeder from London. I don't tell the name. It's not true, it's not that hen.
It's not this one.
It's not this one.
I know which one it
But
is.
he's always sitting there. But the mother of this bird is from a breeder from London.
Who's also filming it.
No, that's a baby cock.
But he's there. That's the one.
You're a clever guy.
That's the one.
I changed the ring.
What?
I changed the ring.
Why did you change the ring?
Wait. She's the mother. She's the mother. The guy who sold me this hen told me that she bred very well for him. I made a long break with her, and I have to say she bred very well again. She made 3 rounds with many nice chicks. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you to you. His father came from you as well.
Well, I'm sure that you did very well with the birds I sold to
what's his name?
Dennis.
Dennis Spruce.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but that was a blind purchase, isn't it? I never saw the birds.
What?
I never saw the birds.
You didn't see them?
No, I didn't. He goes, they are coming from, what's their name? Walkers. They used to be a courier. They're bringing them from UK. If you want them, I want this much money in my account, and you can pick up the birds from Walkers. I never saw the birds. I knew that they were using birds, and I just went there and picked them up.
You know there are some little birds coming.
Yeah.
You never told me that.
No, he just told me, he said, I don't want to keep them. My missus is having issues.
What? Why?
I don't know. His missus had some asthma issues, isn't it? Something like that. I don't know. God knows.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's a super grey, super bird. How old is he?
Baby. Just in his first molt. He was a barhead end of May, so he must have been bred in April.
He has a very similar shape to that Melanistic Spangle upstairs. Not related to him, but very similar shape.
Yes.
Like very wide head compared to him.
Yes.
Oh, he's a very quality bird.
He's not finished. But he needs to be paired to a very small hen. He needs to be paired to a very small hen.
That's another super grey. This one is definitely carrying dark factor.
Violet.
It's a violet. It looks like a double factor violet.
His father is the show winner from the WBO, the light green.
Perfect bird.
Yes, perfect. Let me see him again. Let me try the